I think two things. One, obviously, both of them outfielders will help the Mariners in the outfield. They certainly can use that. The experience, and both of them have had success at the major league level, I think are things that Lloyd McClendon and Jackson Renzick were looking for. And so they found that in these two gentlemen. I'm sure that they'll be here quickly to try to help this offense out this year. When you look at the Mariners, their pitching and the defense that they have played, it's been really good. A little bit of offensive help certainly would not hurt them.
Austin Jackson pulled from his game against the White Sox, and Lloyd McClendon said he'll be leading off in tomorrow's game when we get to Baltimore. So that's going to really be something. Now, how this affects wild card standings, this has got to help the Mariners. It may not kick them all the way over the top, but for what they need, it's a nice boost.
Well, you can see the Mariners and the Yankees 3 games back of the Blue Jays for that second wild card spot. So, yes, any help that they can get right now, they would take. Let's not forget, again, their pitching strong. Their defense has been good. A few more runs would certainly help, and they're going to have to find a way to keep pace with the Blue Jays. And the biggest part of that is they have the Jays at the end of the year. So if they can stay 2-3-1 in that area with the Blue Jays, they can do something about it themselves at the end of the year.
Jays are on the next homestand. That's going to be some critical ball games. Let's talk about pitching. Chris Young, marvelous this year, goes for his 10th win. He's already beaten Cleveland once this season.
And his first outing against Cleveland, he went 5 innings, gave up just 1 earned run. Had to throw a lot of pitches, though. They fouled off a number of pitches for him. We'll see if he can get deeper in the game tonight. I think the biggest thing with Chris is batting average again. It's only hitting .212 against Chris Young. This should be a good ballpark for him to pitch in. We all know he's a fly ball pitcher. If he commands his fastball and gets to the slider, he should be in good shape. And then you have McAllister. This is a pitcher that has struggled this year. He has a good fastball. His fastball will be in the low to mid 90s, but he has really struggled with his breaking ball. And we talk about it all the time, Dave. Can you eliminate pitches? The Mariners should be able to do that against McAllister and get after his fastball early. He also has a tendency to get wild. 26 walks in 63 innings. Maybe some patience, get in some good counts, and then get after his fastball.
Mariners trying to get the rubber game in this series. Last night, Felix Hernandez, another outstanding performance. In fact, he set a major league record. 14 consecutive games, 7 innings, 2 earned runs or less. Sad part about it, didn't get the win. That's how it goes in baseball. Tough night, but Felix a record holder, and that's going to be interesting to see how that continues as we move through the rest of the season. Mariners and the Indians rubber match. First pitch is straight ahead. Take a good look at downtown Cleveland with Lake Erie in the background. And right below these pictures, we're going to swing you to Progressive Field, home of the Cleveland Indians. And tonight, the Mariners try to get the rubber match in this series before we move on to Baltimore. Welcome, everybody, to Mariner Baseball. Along with Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims and our Root Sports crew. Glad you could join us this evening. Let's take a look at the batting order the Mariners will throw out against young Zach McAllister.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Dustin Ackley has been a hot hitter. He will lead off tonight. Chris Taylor back in the lineup, had last night off. He will hit second. Then it's Cano, Morales, Kyle Seager. His career against McAllister, .429 hitter against him. So look for good things from Kyle tonight. Then it's Zanino, Morrison, Hart. The right fielder will hit eighth. Andy Chavez is out in center field tonight. He will round out the 9 for the Mariners. And for McAllister on the year, it's been a struggle. 3-6. ERA is high, 5.65 ERA, 26 walks in 63 and 2/3 innings for him. He does have 54 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .269 against him. And a look at the defense for the Indians tonight. Dickerson in left, Brantley in center, Murphy out and right. Chisenhall, the third baseman. Ramirez getting his first start at shortstop. Kipnis and Santana on the right side, and Yan Gomes will do the catching.
Well, here we go. McAllister's first pitch to Ackley. Fastball right there for strike one. Umpires for tonight's ball game. Gabe Morales behind home plate. Angel Hernandez at first. Larry Vanover at second. And Vic Carapaz at third. Ackley behind 0-2. 76 degrees. Still plenty of sunshine here in Cleveland. Hot bat for Ackley in the month of July. I got to tell you, Mike, today was we're talking about the trading deadline. Some of the most fun I've had in baseball being in the clubhouse. I was bouncing from the clubhouse to Lloyd's office to the coach's office. Everybody rapt attention. All the TVs on MLB Network. Yeah. That last 30 minutes was amazing. Talking to Lloyd, and I'm standing next to Jesus Sucre when the Stephen Drew deal where he went from Boston. Like you could hear that, the gasp, and then later on, when the Jackson deal got posted, I was in Lloyd's office and watching the Tiger White Sox game, and he gets pulled from the game in the seventh inning.
That, yep.
Rajay Davis goes out to get him. And Lloyd excited to have Austin Jackson back with him. They were together, of course, in Detroit over these last few years. And then it was just interesting talking to the coaches about the Asdrubal Cabrera move. He's moved from Cleveland to Washington. Trent Jewett had a good background on that Zach Wheeler kid, Walters kid that's going to be coming over here to Cleveland. So it was fun being down there watching all that happen.
Well, it was an interesting day for sure, and there was more going on than I expected there to be.
Remember last night we talked about it. You didn't think anything, right?
I didn't think much. I felt like if it was going to get done, it would have gotten done. It's amazing how they get things done, as you mentioned, within the last half hour. But it was an interesting day, and I'm still interested as Dustin hits this ball out towards Kipnis at second. But I thought it was interesting, again, the highlight of the day, the Mariners, obviously, a couple of offensive players, but it's all about the pitching again. Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting. I can tell you this, having been in those clubhouses, it's fun to watch that stuff, but I also know that the guys are relieved to have it past them so that they can move forward and start playing baseball and not have to worry about trades and the rumors and everything else that goes on with it.
To that point, you having been through that, here's Chris Taylor. Been traded a couple of times. I mean, and I was talking about as an observer just watching it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't affecting me directly. It affected you in other times. Mm-hmm. How difficult was it to get yourself through that 24-hour period? A little squibber down the line, backhanded off the glove of Chisenhall, and Taylor's going to be safe. Base hit.
A base hit for Chris. It was more difficult earlier on when I was younger. As you take a look at this ball down the line, it looks like it hits off the heel of the glove. It does, off of Chisenhall, so that'll be a base hit for Chris Taylor. But you go through that process the first time. It's a little bit unsettling, but once you're in the league for a while, it's a little bit easier to deal with. I think the hard thing is whether it's your name or even your teammates that you get close to these guys, you're with them every day. You just want to get past it, and whatever it's going to be is what it's going to be. You understand that once you're in the league for a while. But now I'm sure that they're happy just to be playing baseball, not having to deal with it again. Because, let's be honest, especially this year with that second wild card, this has been going on for over a month. These guys have had to hear about it.
Absolutely. Here's Cano. As Lloyd was telling me yesterday, he says, hey, there's two ways to look at it. I mean, yeah, you're getting traded away, but there's another team that wants you. A lot to be said for that. You've been there.
And the first time I was traded, I was a young man, and I was wondering why that club didn't want me. Didn't understand the other part of that.
Right.
But then the next time around, I realized that, and that there's a club that wants you and thinks that you can help them win some ball games, and they're willing to make the move, and that's the way that you should look at it.
I had a big gasp of air when I turned on my phone this morning. I got up and saw the Lester deal was made.
It was surprising to me. Again, not that Lester was moved. Everybody expected that to happen. But to go to Oakland, really not that surprising that happened either, with them already getting Samardzija. But the fact that they were willing to trade Cespedes away for him, their cleanup hitter. 17 home runs on the year. And yes, the A's have a good offensive club. I'm aware of that. But, a lineup and the balance of your lineup, especially when you're having success, is something that I'm not so sure that you want to mess around with. So it'll be interesting to watch the A's and how they continue to do offensively now that Cespedes will be moving on to Boston.
Scored 5 runs per game with him.
And how about the Red Sox? They basically have traded away their rotation. Where their rotation was to start this year, all those guys are gone.
Wacky goes to St. Louis. 1-2 here to Cano. A lot of oohs and ahs from some of the Cleveland fans. 2-2. The Red Sox are in line. They go last to first to last. They got the Alan Craig kid. We had seen him in St. Louis.
I know he's having a down year this year, but he was coming off of that foot injury, and
right.
I'm not sure how healthy he is. It was just a year and a half ago that they were talking about him as being one of the better hitters in the National League. He moved on to Boston today.
Can play right field, can play first base.
He could probably play left field in Fenway Park. I'm not sure how well he's going to move around, and with that wall right on your back, it's a little bit easier to play there. But,
Somebody had a great line. I wish I could remember who to give the attribution to, but talked about Cespedes playing in front of the Green Monster. He's going to throw guys out at first.
He may be in right field with that arm. That'll be fun to watch.
2-2 to Cano. Taylor back. Mariners 4-8 since the All-Star break, 10-14 in the month of July.
I think also, when you look at deals, you want it to work out for both sides, and I think it was a good deal for Nick Franklin today, obviously with Cano signing for 10 years. It looks as if Nick wasn't going to play much here, so he'll get another opportunity.
Finally got a good jump. Right to the bag. Double play. Talk about a tough break. Brother Ramirez over to Santana completes the double play. Mariners are going in the first. Indians coming back. Young looking for his 10th win. Last time he went double digits in victories was back in 06 with San Diego with 11. Let's take a look at the Tribe lineup that he'll face tonight.
For manager Terry Francona leading off, it'll be Jason Kipnis, and Ramirez getting his first start. Cabrera getting traded today, so Ramirez the shortstop, hitting second. There's Brantley, Santana, Chisenhall hitting in the middle of the lineup. Nick Swisher will be the DH, hitting sixth. Murphy, Gomes, and Dickerson rounding out the 9 for the Indians. Poor Chris Young on the air, having a good year. Looking for his 10th win on the season. ERA just over 3. 78 strikeouts to 41 walks. Opponents hitting just .212 against him. He has given up 18 home runs this year. Again, a fly ball pitcher.
Up high from Chris to Jason Kipnis, second baseman. 2-0. Cleveland wins last night's game 2-0. What a pitching duel that was. Corey Kluber against Felix Hernandez. Yan Gomes, a 2-run double in the 5th inning, the only scoring. Kluber went the distance, 9 innings, 3 hits. No walks and 8 Ks. And Felix was outstanding in his 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts.
Unfortunately for Felix, 3 of those 4 hits came in the same inning, and that's when he fell behind 2-0. But what a great effort on his part, breaking the record, and has a chance to improve on it now.
14 consecutive 7 innings, 2 earned runs or less. This is a deep drive. Indy, long run, base of the fence. Kipnis to second, going to shut it down right there as Indy hits the relay man. Chris Taylor. Leadoff double. Kipnis, his 16th double of the season.
Take a look at it. High fastball up out over the plate. Gives it a pretty good ride with the leadoff hitter. Indy Chavez was not playing very deep and is able to hit this fly ball over his head, and it will bounce off the warning track. Thought he might go for 3, but Indy gets it in quickly. Take a look at the rest of the defense for the Mariners. Ackley getting the start in left field. Corey Hart out in right. Kyle Seager, your third baseman. Chris Taylor at shortstop. Cano and Morrison on the right side of the infield, and Mike Zunino will do the catching tonight.
Jose Ramirez shows bunt. Asdrubal Cabrera traded to the Washington Nationals. Ramirez playing in his 17th game. Switch hitter. Terry Francona, the skipper. Cleveland starting tonight's game 6.5 behind Detroit, 3rd place in the Central. Bushong will take the out at first, sacrifice 1-3. Down to third goes Kipnis.
No surprise to see the sacrifice bunt. The Indians second in the American League in sacrifice bunts this year.
It's a good bunt. Brings in Michael Brantley. Breakout year for this young man. 5th in batting in the American League at .313.
Mariners will bring their infield in here in the 1st inning. When Cleveland was at Safeco Field back in June, Chris was able to get the win in that outing, but he went 5 innings, 4 hits, just 1 run. It was an earned run, walked 1, 4 strikeouts, but he had to throw 91 pitches in that outing.
And what do you figure? 30 of them were fouled off?
We were talking about it during the broadcast. He had a lot of foul balls.
That's smoked. RBI single for Brantley, 1-0 Cleveland. Michael picking up a 66 run batted in. Club leader in that category.
Another pitch above the belt. Just above the belt.
One out, a run in, runner on. Cleanup man, Carlos Santana. Very discerning eye for Mr. Santana, second only to Joey Votto in the major leagues in walks. That's over a course of 2011 season through now. 354 walks. Votto at 386. Walked 73 times this year. And he's really swung a hot bat here in the second half.
Recently named American League Player of the Week. Hit .556 for the week.
Wonder if he's a superstitious type and stayed in that route. Whatever routine he was in, he stayed in it.
I bet you he did.
It's the longest you've carried on a superstition like that.
Oh.
Shoes, socks.
My longest hitting streak was 19 games, and I'm pretty sure it went through that.
That's a good run. 19 games. Makes you appreciate the 56 that Joe D put up back in it.
That, and trust me, I needed it.
Is that right? You're struggling coming out of the gate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Best thing that happened that year?
Yeah. Oh, DiMaggio. That's I can't even think about that.
Pull a foul. Yeah, 19's, good number. Yeah, and then you think, wow, what's the record? 56. He ran another 30 or something off
right after that. After it was over.
Kenny Keltner robbed him. Matter of fact, it was here in Cleveland at the old ballpark. 1941. Runner goes. Cano waiting for it. Takes his time. Throws out Santana for out number 2. And the second goes Brantley. 2 away. We'll bring him Lonnie Chisenhall.
Also having a good year. Chisenhall coming into the game hitting .312 on the year with 9 home runs, 41 RBIs.
Breakout year for him as well. 8th in the American League. Cano's second behind Altuve. Brantley and Chisenhall, 3 of the top 10 here in this ballgame in this series. Lonnie 1 for 3 last night, a double. Center field in the 5th. Wonder how Felix is able to shake off some of these tough losses and no decisions he's had. I know he always says that's baseball, and that's what he says publicly, but I wonder how he deals with it when he gets back. His own thoughts.
You know what? I think probably when he was younger, it was probably harder for him to deal with it. But I think right now, when you listen to his comments, it's always about he doesn't control that part of it. His job is to go out and give his team the best chance and to put everything he has out there, and he consistently does that. So I think he's fine.
He should patent it, whatever he's doing. Get a patent on it, no question. 1-0 Indians. on Root Sports, being brought to you by Ford. We are local. By AM/PM, too much good stuff. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting the Master of Laughter, Sinbad, August 16th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, down below, not too far from here. Progressive Field in Cleveland. Come here, taking a baseball game in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or come a little bit later before it gets too cold, catch a Browns game in the Hall of Fame. Kendrys Morales going to lead it off here in the second, followed by Kyle Seager and Mike Zunino.
We were talking in the break and talking about Austin Jackson getting pulled out of the game today because of the deal with the Mariners, him coming over to the Mariners. And I'll never forget being in Milwaukee.
Right.
And Jose Cruz Jr., same thing happened to him. Pulled out of the game. It was in the top of the fifth inning, and it was just a strange feeling for the club. You know,
yeah.
We all knew. We heard the same thing, a bunch of rumors, and thought that maybe something would happen. We thought he was going to be safe and stay with us once the game was started, but there he went in the fifth inning. They pulled him out of the game, and at that time he was a really young player, and he didn't take it very well.
Bet. Here's a 1-2. Long foul. How about the next road trip for the Mariners? Detroit, Philly, Boston in that 3-game series against Detroit. Very well could see Verlander, Scherzer, Price.
A few Cy Young awards there.
And we've been talking about it for a while. The tough games coming up. I mean, the Phillies are struggling, but there's a good chance we'll see Cole Hamels. He's pitching really well. Got knocked around by the Mets the other day. There's another foul ball, but he's a quality pitcher.
I was surprised that the Phillies didn't make a few moves. Everybody was talking about Marlon Byrd and some of the other guys on that club.
Right.
And, such a veteran club, but I guess sometimes, there's too much money out there.
Well, exactly. In fact, Marlon turns 37 next month. And he wants next year, and he wants that 16 season picked up, and people are shying away from that. He probably is an easy move if he's not holding to that, the 2016 season and the guarantee.
Yeah, I don't blame him for trying that. He's obviously comfortable in the ballpark. He's putting up a pretty good year.
Right-hand power hitter. We'll see that Citizens Bank Park up close and personal. Drive deep to left. Going back, Dickerson. Wow, he didn't get it. I thought he had a beat on it. Kendrys Morales will gladly take it. That breaks an 0 for 13 for Kendrys. 12th double of the season.
This ball is hit hard out to left field, which is good to see. He's on a fastball. Take a look at the location of it. Yep, running away. So he goes with the pitch, running onto the outside corner about belt high. And Dickerson, not a very good route. The left-handed hitter, that ball is going to slice away from you. And I think you're right. I think he thought he had a beat on it. Then when he was turned around, it's over his head. So leadoff double for the Mariners.
Mariners will take it down 1-0 here in the top of the second. Brings up Kyle Seager. A career .396 hitter against Cleveland. And we go to Baltimore next, and he always talked about how well he played and loved playing in that ballpark. I think from what I'm told, and it'll be the first time I'm going to the new field. Well, it's not new, but Citizens Bank Park. You're going to like that one too from a right-handed hitter's perspective.
Well, from what I've seen on TV.
Flying out of there, especially this time of year.
You can see what Kyle has done here at Progressive Field. .412 batting average for him in 5 games this year. .474.
One and two from McAllister. Kendrys Morales, leadoff double here in the second. Through the hole, Morales is going to get the stop sign at third. Dickerson gets on it and throws a strike to Yan Gomes. Seager goes the other way, finds a hole, and Mariners in business, first and third.
We've seen him do this a couple of times in the series with the Indians putting the shift on and Kyle hitting the ball the other way. Strong arm by Dickerson. And with nobody out, no reason to send Morales. Morales does not run well. Give Mike Zunino a chance to drive in a run.
Mike 0 for 3 yesterday. Tuesday, 2 for 3. Monster home run to left field. 16th homer. He's tied with Seager. Team lead. Leads all catchers in the American League with home runs. 16. American League catchers and third in the big leagues. Popped up and playable. Santana for the first out. Next stop, all aboard for Baltimore, Charm City. That's the next stop for the Mariners and our Century Link link to what's next. You can see Wyan Chen again against Rolandis Elias, Miguel Gonzalez. More than likely, high probability, Mr. Paxton will get the start in that game. It's not official yet. Chris Tillman goes against Hisashi Wakuma on Sunday. And in the Pax yesterday, finishes bullpen. Comes walking by. I'm good to go. Big smile on his face.
I bet he's anxious to get back out there. So
great news. And
Dickerson having an issue out in left field.
A little hitch and a giddy up.
Well, again, he was turned around on the line drive by Morales. It was awkward looking, so I'm wondering if he's having an issue with his ankle or his knee. There you go. Get turned around. Didn't really see anything there, but you never know. It's obviously having an issue. Terry Francona, the manager, and the trainer, both out to see him in left field.
Took a big divot last night diving for a ball, making a catch. It looks like they'll continue on, finish out this half inning at the very least. Hitter's going to be Logan Morrison. First pitch to Logan. Long run again for Dickerson. No play. Getting a workout out there.
Oh, we were talking about Chris Young. A lot of high fastballs from Chris, a fly ball pitcher. But McAllister, a lot of these pitches are up in the zone. Even a couple of the breaking balls that he's thrown have been up. The one that Zunino popped up, 87 miles an hour, was up. And that last pitch up out over the plate.
On one, Malomo. It well, right field, but right at Murphy. Morales tags, and he's going to score, and we get a tie ball game. Sacrifice fly by Morrison, who picks up an RBI, his 18th. Well done by Logan. That's his second sacrifice fly of the season.
Now we'll bring up Corey Hart. Corey getting a chance to play right field tonight. Be interested to see what the subtractions are from the club. We've talked about the new additions when the guys show up. What Lloyd McClendon and Jack Zarenzik are going to do.
Right you are.
A lot of outfielders on this team right now.
They bringing up two veterans, it would seem the two young guys are probably most at risk, Jones and Romero.
You would think so. And they have options. So.
Right.
And it'll be a short stint if that's what it is for them, because you can expand the rosters in September.
Corey Hart, 2 for his last 8. Swing ball handled by Ramirez. The shortstop flips to Kipnis. That'll do it. Mariners get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and leave a man. Tied to scored 1-1. Here's General Manager Jack Zarensik.
Go back about a few weeks ago, we bring Kendricks on board, and then now you've had an opportunity to add 2 more guys that I think will help us. We were looking for right-handed bats. The fact that now I think we've got a leadoff pure center fielder, I think that's going to help a lot. D'Onofrio's got really good numbers against left-handed pitching. He's a tough kid. He's been through the playoffs. He knows it. And I think that the same thing, you talk about Austin Jackson. They've been there, done that, So I think bringing the veteran experience to the ball club this time of the year, I think, was a really important factor.
As we move forward through this game, you'll also hear from Lloyd McClendon, his thoughts on the 2 new players that will be suiting up for the Mariners tomorrow in Baltimore. Nick Swisher leading off for the Tribe. Swisher, Murphy, and Gomes here in the second inning. Brantley an RBI single in the first inning off of Chris Young. 2-1 pitch. High fly ball, left center field. Ackley in front of the 370 sign for the out. One down here. Second inning brings up David Murphy. Pretty good spaciousness out here in Cleveland. 375 right center field, 370 left center. That's the other thing that's comforting about Austin Jackson coming from Detroit to Seattle. Another big outfield. He'll fill in home.
Yeah, used to covering a lot of ground, and he can do it.
That's a big, what did he get, 420 or something at one point there in Detroit.
Well, it's good to see the Mariners come right back and score a run, tie the ball game up. See if Chris Young can settle down after giving up a run in the first.
2-0 pitch. In there for strike. Murphy, the former Texas Ranger. Pretty much everyday right fielder for the Tribe, 0 for 3 yesterday. Center field, Indy off the plane on the hop.
And after Kipnis hit the ball over Indy's head when he was shallow, it looked like Indy was playing a little bit deeper with Murphy hitting. Solid line drive off the bat of Murphy, and Indy was not able to get to it.
Yan Gomes, the catcher. He did some damage last night. 2-run double down the first base line. That was in the 5th inning. And 2 runs in the ball game. Yan's 0 for 2 against Chris Young. It's nice to come here at Cleveland, Mike, for the first time in a long time, not having any weather issues or anything particularly funky going on to this point. Knock wood.
Yeah, exactly. Snow.
Earthquake, tremor. Walk-offs.
Thunderstorms.
Rain. Swamp in the outfield that one year, right? And hopefully we'll get out of here tonight before the midges come in. You know, those little insects that bothered was it Jabba Chamberlain in the playoffs years ago. 0-2 to Gomes. Slow roller, Taylor. Flip to Cano. Throw over to first for the double play. 6-4-3. Well turned by the Mariners on an easy play. 1-1 ball game here at Cleveland. Is by an application of that technology as we come to you from Cleveland. And make sure you join us as we honor the man who led the Mariners to 840 wins and 3 division championships during his reign as Seattle's manager. Saturday, August 9th, Lou Piniella is going to be inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame during a special pregame ceremony beginning at 5:30. Arrive early. Be one of the first 20,000 fans to pick up a collectible Sweet Lou bobblehead courtesy of Root Sports. Great seats are available at Mariners.com. New left fielder Mike Aviles takes over for Chris Dickerson. Leg issue, so he had to leave the ballgame as Andy Chavez leads off the 3rd. Mariners, Mike. I can play both the corner outfield spots, and he can play and has played everywhere in the infield except first base. Andy looking for his first hit on this road trip. 0 for 4. He's recovered from that jammed left pinky finger from about a week ago. Terry Francona watches here in Cleveland. Didn't get a chance to catch up with him, get his thoughts on the Detroit move. Kipnis keeps it in the infield. Base hit for Andy Chavez. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Bring up Dustin Ackley. Cleveland on the board first. Michael Brantley an RBI single. Mariners answer in the second. Logan Morrison with a sac fly.
Dustin grounded out to second, his first time off, leading off the game. Back in the leadoff spot today, and why not? Hitting .408 since the All-Star break. He's been a hot hitter for the Mariners. It's over 12 games and 7 doubles to go along with it. He's been aggressive, and he has used the entire field.
I'd like to see him stay in that same zone over these last 50-plus games. Makes the Mariners a totally different team.
Yeah, no reason for him to change. Things are working out well for him.
Hit well, right field. Murphy looks. Gone. 2-run homer. He's staying hot, all right. Home run for Ackley. His 5th. RBIs 35 and 36. Mariners lead 3-1. Got it on a 1-1 pitch.
I think he likes that leadoff spot. We talked about it with McAllister before the game. Throws a lot of fastballs, struggled with his breaking ball, and they tried to go inside. That pitch on the inside corner, but Dustin cuts it off, and this is a line drive. It just clears the fence out in right field. But again, aggressive hitting from Ackley. Good to see.
Totally different mindset. 2-run homer. I don't remember July of 2014 for a long time, that's for sure.
He swung the bat well in the second half last year. Off to a much better start even this year in the second half.
Taylor base hit.
Another one.
They got an infield hit. Now shoots one through the hole. 2 for 2 night for Chris.
It's like a flat slider right in the middle of the plate. A couple of base hits for Chris Taylor. He has swung the bat well since being called up.
3 consecutive hits against McAllister here in the third.
Well, this is something that has happened to him this year. We talked about it. His ERA is high at 5.65 ERA, and typically it's a big inning, but the Mariners, there'll be 3 runs here in the first 3 innings, trying to add to it.
Here's Cano, bounced into a double play. First time. Ball 1.
It was bad luck. Chris Taylor was running, trying to steal second base, and the shortstop Ramirez went to cover, and the ground ball Cano hit was right on top of the base. It was an easy double play.
Here's 1-0. Outside 2-0. Dustin Ackley, 2-run homer last year in the second half. He hit 304 after hitting 205 in the first half. Building similar numbers here in the second half of 2014. 2-1 to Cano. Throw over to first. CLE entered tonight, second half, 408 to 225 in his first half. Three and one to Cano.
See why McAllister has a tough time throwing strikes. Ball's off the mound. I mean, just almost spinning off the side of the mound towards the first base side.
26-year-old out of Chillicothe, Illinois. Big kid at 6'6", 240. Runner goes and fouled off. Three consecutive hits to start the third inning. Mariners lead it 3-1. Ackley just did a 2-run homer. Morrison with a sacrifice fly, get him on the board in the second inning. That tied it at 1-1. Runner goes again. Pitch to Cano, fouled back. Cano thrilled with the Austin Jackson acquisition. He knew Austin when Austin was coming up through the Yankee system. Talked to Felix Hernandez about him, and Felix had already called his Venezuelan friends on the Detroit ball club. Says, good guy, good player. I like it. So you get to two top dogs on the ball club. I see them excited about the deal. A lot to be excited about here. Into the corner, Taylor coming to third. He's going to score. An RBI double by Cano. The Mariners have a 4-1 lead. Robbie's 25th double, his 59th RBI. It was a good battle won by Cano.
We'll take a look at it. Kept challenging him with the fastball. Finally gets one down. It's not a bad pitch, just off the outside corner. We've seen this from Robinson Cano this year. Just going with the pitch, hitting it down in the corner. And Taylor, he was on the move with the pitch, so he was already at second base by the time Cano hit it into the corner and scores easily. There's quickly out in front. They have 7 hits as they're working here in the third inning. Still nobody out. 4 straight hits.
Keith Callaway, the pitching coach, out for a visit.
Morales due up. Morales with a double his first time up. Mariners 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
Nick Hagedorn, we've seen him in game 1.
Hard throwing left-hander.
University of Washington pitched 2 1/3 innings. 1 hit, 3 strikeouts for Francona and company. Here's Morales. He doubled to left his first time. Mariners 4 runs on 7 hits. The Indians a run on 3 hits. Get the runner over. Santana fields. Down to third goes Cano. Productive out by Kendrys Morales. One away runner at third as we take a look at Geico, this date in MLB history. This date in 1998. Randy Johnson traded to Houston. 3 minor league players. And they turned out to work out quite well for the Seattle Mariners. Freddie Garcia, Carlos Guillen, and John Halama. After the end of that 98 season, Randy Johnson, of course, went to Arizona as a free agent. Helped lead them to a World Series and a World Series victory.
And you can see Kyle 1 for 1, had a base hit to left field his first time up. Able to get a fastball away from him. Indians had the shift on, and nobody standing on the left side of the infield, so Kyle picked up a base hit.
Pitch running away from Kyle. McAllister in his 4th big league season went 9-9 with a 3.75 ERA last year for Cleveland. High fly ball, medium center field. Brantley with the throw as Cano blocked and holds at third. We'll give Mike Zunino a chance to pick up a run. 2 down, Cano at third.
Mariners now 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
Mike popped up. A couple of men aboard in the 2nd inning. Popped up to Santana, the first baseman. Ball 1. Mike in charge here, 2-0. Only Devin Mesoraco and Evan Gattis, Major Leagues, have more home runs than Zunino with his 16. Broken bat, Looper. It's going to stay up in the air for Brantley. He's there. Mariners score 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors. Leave a man. And go to the home 3rd here in Cleveland, leading 4-1. Match 4-1 here in Cleveland. We take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Go to Baltimore for 3 and then home for a nice little spell with the Atlanta Braves, Chicago White Sox, and the Toronto Blue Jays coming to town. Braves right in the hunt for the division title in the National League East. The White Sox, and then of course Toronto, having a heck of a year. Blue Jays 2nd place in the American League East. Here's Mike Aviles. He took over top of the 3rd. Chris Dickerson, who had to leave, appeared to be a leg injury. Aviles, a .260 hitter in 72 games, 3 homers and 25 runs batted in. There's a strike. First time Aviles facing off against Chris Young.
We'd like to see Chris have a quick inning. McAllister is struggling. Had to throw 25 pitches in the top of the third inning. Like to get him right back out on the mound again if you can. See for Chris, 35 pitches, 21 strikes so far.
Up high, walked him. Get off man's aboard.
Stepping into the crowd is the second baseman, Jason Kipnis.
42nd walk by Chris Young against 79 strikeouts this season. Here's Kipnis again, doubled over Indy's head in center field.
Indy about 3 steps deeper this time around.
Up high from Chris, ball 1. Tuno. He's trying to get himself back into a good rhythm. It's 3-0 here to Kipnis.
I think it was 3-0 to Aviles. Eventually walked him, so hopefully he can get a ground ball right here. Help himself out with a double play.
3-1.
The Indians will take their walks. They're 6th in the American League in walks, and Chris in his last outing against the Indians at Safeco had to throw 91 pitches to get through 5 innings. Fouled off a lot of pitches, and we're also patient with him.
Full count here to Kipnis. Kipnis, an all-star second baseman last season. On-deck hitter. Jose Ramirez, switch hitting shortstop. Asdrubal Cabrera traded today to Washington. Aviles takes off, pitch swung on, driven deep to right center. Lot of carry. Indy giving chase. Gone. Kipnis unloaded on that. His 6th home run. RBIs 35 and 36. 2 for 2 day for him. Got a 4-3 ball game.
Well, again, Chris falling behind the first 2 hitters. This pitch down the middle of the plate, right around the belt. Kipnis with some power. His 6th home run of the year. Chris is going to have to get things figured out and work ahead of some people. Falling behind right now.
Here's Ramirez. Sacrifice bunt is first time up. Both pitches that Kipnis has jumped on have been up in the zone.
And in the middle of the plate. Able to come right back with a couple of breaking balls. Get ahead of Ramirez.
Fly ball center field. Left center field. Indy. Chavez will make the catch. 1 away. 19th home run given up by Chris Young. Bring up Michael Brantley. RBI single in the first. Got the Tribe on the board. David Price and Jake Peavy have given up the most home runs in the American League at 20 apiece. Chris Young now at 19. High drive, deep right field. Going back hard. Leaps up and can't hold on. Brantley digging for third, and he'll get there. Corey Hart had it tracked nicely, but couldn't hold on.
Oh, it looked like he was there. I'm not sure that he actually gets it off his glove. Jumps up. Yeah, he misses it, hits the wall. Fortunate. He didn't hurt himself right there. Went into the wall awkwardly. It looked as if he had it. It's 375 feet out into that area, and as he drifts over into the corner, goes off the side of his glove, and that would be a triple.
Had it to do over again, he probably wouldn't jump. So triple for Brantley, his second of the season. Tying run at third. One out. Carlos Santana. Santana grounded out to second, his first at bat.
And with one out, Mariners bring their infield in. Chris Taylor playing right up the middle, big hole in the left side of the infield.
1-1. High fly ball right field, backing up Hart on the track. Brantley will ease home. The score's tied at 4-4. Santana picks up an RBI, his 51st. And that's his first sac fly of the season. 4-4 ball game here in Cleveland. Don't miss the final fireworks night of the season, Friday, August 29th. Mariners and the Nationals. They square off at 7:10. Then after the game, we're going to pay tribute to the Emerald City. Skyline's going to be lit up with a spectacular fireworks set to a playlist that celebrates Seattle's iconic music scene. Visit Mariners.com to pick up your tickets for this fun family event.
Oh, those lead-off base runners.
Right?
Mariners, Chavez gets a base hit to lead off the top of the third inning. Mariners end up scoring 3 runs, and now the leadoff walk to Vilas. The Indians have scored 3 runs.
Cano will put this in his pocket. That'll do it. Tribe ties it up. 3 on the board in the third for a 4-4 game. And as you know, some moves made today, and the Mariners have acquired 2 veteran outfielders, Chris Denorfia from San Diego and Austin Jackson from Detroit. And both of those gentlemen. We'll meet both of them tomorrow in Baltimore. A 4-4 game. Logan Morrison, Corey Hart, Indy Chavez, bottom third of the order for the Mariners. Indians started the scoring. Mariners responded. Mariners took the lead. Indians responded. Morrison with the sacrifice fly in the second inning tied it at 1-1. Hagen on. Looks like we're going to see him sometime this inning or certainly in the next inning.
A couple of change-ups from McAllister. Basically been throwing a lot of fastballs and a slider. Next pitch will be 60 for him. Again, in the third inning, he had to throw 25 pitches. Mariners scoring 3 runs off of him. Logan Morrison picking up an RBI and a sacrifice fly.
The Mariners going to make some moves. Need some more production out of Logan Morrison. Corey Hart follow. Same story there. Through the hole. Had good enough topspin to get through. Good start for the Mariners' fourth. Here's Angie Menting.
Now stepping into the Mariners, the right fielder, Corey Hart.
All right, Angie, thank you. He'll get a chance to be back in Detroit on August 15th. The Mariners open up a long road trip, weekend series in Detroit, then to Philly and Boston. There's Corey Hart.
That will probably be a little strange for him.
Especially this soon. That's only 16 days from now.
I wonder if he even knows how to get to the visiting clubhouse.
Corey 0 for 1 with a fielder reaching on a fielder's choice.
A couple of good fastballs from McAllister at 95 miles an hour.
Got on top of this one. Line drive, but Aviles tracks it down. Morrison back to first. Next stop is Baltimore for the Mariners. We'll be heading out after this game. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. Mayan Chen, boy, he was tough last week. Roenis Elias looking to get above the 500 mark. Miguel Gonzalez, most likely, not announced yet, but most likely James Paxton on Saturday. And then Chris Tillman, the former Mariner, goes against Hisashi Iwakuma. Pitching change here in Cleveland. That's it for Zach McAllister. Nick Hagedorn had been warming up, and he's going to make his entrance right now. We shall return after this timeout. fourth. Keep you up to speed on what's happening in a wild card chase. Mariners held that number 2 wild card position for 28 days, and now the battle is on. Angels, their lead was 7.5, it's down to 5.5. Blue Jays in that 2-hole. Then the Yankees, Mariners, Royals, Indians, and Rays.
Still a lot of clubs in it right now. Rays again trading David Price today. Some people were surprised about that, but made the move. Out he goes. See how long they can last.
One out, Morrison at first. Indy Chavez infield hit. First time up. Nick Hagedorn, left-hander. First pitch popped up. Going back, Kipnis calling everybody off. 2 outs. Back to the Mariners' hottest hitter, Dustin Ackley. Line drive home run. 2-run shot in the third. So take a look at the profile of Nick Hagedorn out of UW.
And again, he's really been swinging the bat well since the All-Star break, hitting .408 overall. And he's added to that. The home run today, 1 for 2 with the home run.
Take a look at our Seattle City Light power play. Let's revisit that home run.
Dustin's able to get a fastball. It'll be right on the inside corner. You can see him set up in there, but he cuts it off at the pass. Nice short swing and lines it into the seats in right field. His 5th home run of the year.
Get a 2-0 count. Talking about Cespedes earlier, about him trying to throw guys out from left field at Fenway Park. Quote the credit goes to Mike Trout. Three and 1 to Ackley.
I don't know if he'll do it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him try it. Chris Taylor waiting on deck. Chris having a good evening, 2 for 2.
I'm laughing because you know what? It's well within the realm of possibility. 3 and 1. And Ackley will take his walk. Couple men aboard for Chris Taylor. Chris Dickerson had to leave the game because of left knee discomfort, listed as day-to-day. And everybody now, aren't we all?
Good start for Chris. See the .429 average, 6 for 14. There's a couple of doubles.
Morrison and Ackley, the base runners. Ball 1.
Mariners tonight 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
Two outs and 2 on. 1-1. McClendon real happy to get the 2 new players, solid veteran outfielders to Northfield with good numbers against lefty pitchers, particularly lefty starters.
And he is real familiar with Austin Jackson.
Yes, indeed. Hit off the end of the bat to Kipnis. Goes out the rookie, and that will do it. There was strand 2 in the fourth. The 4-4 ball game. Being brought to you by Seattle City Light. Visit seattle.gov/WePower for more information. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box for the new jalapeno ranch or barbecue ultimate cheeseburgers at participating restaurants. White House here on Lake Erie, Cleveland, Ohio. Wind kicking up a little bit. 4-4 ball game. There's Nick Swisher. Way out in front, strike one. Nick Swisher, David Murphy, Yan Gomes, 6, 7, and 8 for the Indians. It flied out to left.
And an adjustment from Chris. We saw it in the last inning. Last couple of hitters throwing more breaking balls, and it's 2 breaking balls in a row to Swisher. Trying to get things figured out.
0-2. His fist fouled back. Fly ball deep to center. On the track. Look at the carry of this. Right up against the fence. Indy Chavez makes the play.
A little bit surprising. Not much of a breeze blowing out. I thought it was going to be more of a routine fly ball. And Indy, he just kept drifting and drifting. Eventually had to find the wall in case he had to jump for it, but he'll catch it right in front of the Indians' bullpen.
Single to center for David Murphy, his first time. Two-0 to David. He's
had a number of these counts tonight, I think 3 of them. It's when the Indians have been able to get to him when he's been falling behind.
One out, nobody on. 3-1 count. Zunino has a play. Two outs here in the Cleveland fourth. That'll bring up the catcher Yan Gomes as Dominic Leone warming up for the Mariners.
Chris right now, 62 pitches. 39 strikes for him.
And Gomes out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. They didn't do a double play in the second inning. Strike one. Good breaking ball.
He's had a good slider tonight. I think it's more of his fastball command hasn't been what we're used to seeing from Chris. The slider's been a much better pitch for him.
Way out front 0-2. Hit well, left field. That's a fair ball off the fence. Yan Gomes continues to pound Mariner pitcher. A couple home runs in the final game of a series here last May. And there's a double, and he hit it hard, his 19th double of the season.
Well, I guess the good news is nobody's on base. He's been the best hitter in the American League with runners in scoring position, and the Mariners have seen that from him in the first two games. Able to keep this pitch fair. It was a fastball up and in. Hit off the top of the wall.
There's Mike Aviles for the second time. Walked back in the third. He had to come into the game because of Chris Dickerson having to leave with some left knee discomfort. Morrison backing up. And that will do it for the Indians as they strand Gomes at second. To the fifth inning we go, locked up at 4-4. Tied at 4-4, rubber match in this series, and right now it is time for you to tweet your photos using the hashtag MarinersFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown later in the game. Brought to you by AT&T. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew here in Cleveland. Next up, Baltimore. Robinson Cano going to lead it off here in the fifth, followed by Kendrys Morales and Kyle Seager. Dustin Ackley, a two-run homer in the third inning. Early offense by the Mariners. They get 3 in the third. Cleveland answered immediately to tie it up. 3 spot of their own. Out front. Cano doubled down the left field line against starter Zach McAllister in the third. Bounced into a double play in the first inning. Ball 1 to Robbie. And some kind of consistent this year. He's been in the top 2 spots, top of the American League in batting.
He's been right around that 330 mark all year long.
Blue Jays playing at the Astros, leading 1-0. Top of the second. Scott Atchison, the veteran right-hander, warming up. Twins lead 1-0 at Kansas City in the second. Angels and Orioles, no score. Bottom of the 5th in Baltimore.
Robinson has a pretty good chance to get 200 hits this year.
He's in good shape.
Yeah.
Real good shape. Came in 130, so he's got 131 with that double he picked up earlier.
Yeah, after tonight, the Mariners will have 54 games remaining. Try to pick up those extra hits.
You know, with back-to-back 200 hit seasons in 09 at 204 and then 2010 at 200. Last year 190. 2012 he went 196. Well, let me ask you this: waiver deals. The trade deadline has passed.
Oh, there'll be some moves in August, I think. A couple of the teams will weed themselves out. There'll be fewer teams, and something will happen. And we keep showing that wild card race. There's still a lot of teams.
6 for 1, basically.
Yeah, and then probably about the same thing in the National League. And some of those teams here over the next few weeks, 2-3 weeks, be out of the picture. I would imagine something will happen.
2-2 to Cano. That's a fair ball. Santana looks like he's been playing first base all his life. And Cano beats the pitcher to the bag for a base hit.
So 132 hits on the year for Cano. He's hustling the entire way, and he beats Hagedorn to the base. Very close play. Terry Francona out of the dugout. He's waiting to see, and it looks like he's going to walk back in and not challenge it.
Tie goes to the runner. Two-hit night for Cano. See if Morales can match him. Double to left and then a productive out. Ground out to first, got Cano from second to third in the third inning.
First 2 at bats hitting left-handed. Switch hitter will turn around and hit right-handed for the first time tonight.
National League, you're talking about the wild card chase. Atlanta and San Francisco currently hold 1 and 2 in the wild card chase, with Pittsburgh and St. Louis a half game back. Then you go Cincinnati and Miami 4.5 back. Was saved by Gomes. fooled badly. 1-2.
Not cheating on the fastball, trying to get out in front of the fastball. Hagedorn's fastball tonight, 95 miles an hour. You guessed wrong.
Broken bat dribbler goes foul. Kendrick Morales trying to get a base hit against Nick Hagedorn, University of Washington teammate with Tim Lincecum. They combined for a no-no against Santa Clara back in 2006. Back up this way. Go. Check Angel Hernandez at first. Counts at 2-2.
He's thrown Morales a couple of good breaking balls, but Kendrick's able to hold his swing up right there.
Two pitch. Cano takes off. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Almost hit Cano. Heck of a save by Kipnis. Stolen base for Robinson Cano is 8th as Morales strikes out. Austin Jackson coming into Mariner family tomorrow. He was obtained today. Let's get the thoughts of skipper Lloyd McClendon on his former pupil. Remember, Lloyd used to be the batting coach in Detroit.
Well, I think defensively he's probably one of the top 3 center fielders in all of baseball. I mean, he gets those kind of jumps, and he plays in the biggest center field in all of baseball in Detroit. And offensively, I think you look at his numbers, this guy's pretty accomplished. A couple of years he had close to 200 hits. He scores close to 100 runs. He's good at the top of the order. He can steal bases. He knows what he's doing. He's a veteran hitter, I think he's a career 280 hitter, Yeah, he's a veteran. That's right. He's a veteran now.
Lloyd loves having that veteran out there. And so's Chris Denorfia.
You could see the smile on his face.
That was funny. We were in there yesterday, and he had I think it was a Tampa Bay media guide. And of course, Bob Dutton and all the guys, the writers, and said, "Oh, hey, David Price looking at him." So it was a teasing, this little gag we had going on. So we walk in today, and Lloyd had about 6 media guides on the desk, and we howled when we saw that. Just did a little reading up, boys. All right, 0-2 here to Seager. Of Chris Denorfia. Lloyd said he's going to play. We need offense. He's going to play, and our plan is to play him and play him often. Professional hitter, nice track record. I'd say right now he's our right fielder. Provide a shot in the arm. See what happens. Cano with the go-ahead run. He's at second base. 1 out. 1-2 pitch here to Seager. Popped it up and it's playable. Chisenhall. 2 outs.
The Mariners giving themselves plenty of opportunities, having a tough time cashing them in. We mentioned the home run by Ackley, but they are 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Terry Francona coming out again. One other thing that Lloyd said about Denorfia is ball club has held its own against left-handed starters. We struggle against left-handed reliever. Makes the other manager think before bringing out that lefty. So he's glad to have both new guys. Hagedorn's done 4-4 game here in the 5th. Scott Atchison's on the mound. He was last with the Mariners back in 2005. Since then, he's been with the Giants, the Red Sox, and the Mets.
Well, he's pitching well this year. A 2.93 ERA, 31 strikeouts, just 9 walks for him. Opponent's hitting .210.
Here's Zunino. Mike pop out to first base and a fly to center.
For Atchison, not an overpowering pitcher. His fastball will be in the low 90s. Throw a slider and a curveball.
'49th round, 1998 selection of the Mariners. Swing and a miss. Cano with an infield hit. Since then, Morales has struck out. Seager's popped up. 1-2. Atchison with the Mets last year, 3-3 in 50 games. ERA at 4.37. Aziz worked a full count here. 2 outs. Cano at second. And Morrison on deck. And Mike strikes out. That'll do it for the Mariners. They leave a runner stranded here in the 5th inning in this 4-4 game. get out of here, taking this series 2-1. RBI Baseball, it is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device. Jason Kipnis to lead it off here in the home fifth. What a day he's had. He's hit 2 pitches up in the zone for a double over Andy's head in center field and blasted a home run to right center on a 3-2 pitch, a 2-run shot.
And that's the reason why you saw that breaking ball right there. 1-0 count.
This is playable. Going back, Cano. On away.
That looked like a good changeup. Didn't want to give in to him with a fastball. Good idea. Easy pop up.
Bring up Jose Ramirez. Sacrifice bunt. And a fly to center. Cleveland opened the scoring on the Brantley RBI single in the first. Mariners come right back top of the second. Logan Morrison a sacrifice fly. 3-run Mariner third, highlighted by a 2-run shot by Ackley. And then a 2-run homer by Kipnis, which we just mentioned, and a sacrifice fly by Santana tied it up. That's where we are and how we got here. Fly ball, left center field, Ackley and Indy, and Ackley yields to Indy Chavez for out number 2.
Good communication out in left center field.
Michael Brantley's had a good day. RBI single in the first and a triple to right center.
Just adding to what's already been a good year for him. Came into the game hitting .313 with 15 home runs and 65 RBIs.
Four ground outs, 9 flyouts, and a strikeout for Kershaw. Brantley, 5th leading hitter in the American League. Again, Michael Bourne is out with a hamstring issue. That's why Brantley playing in center field. When Cleveland was in Seattle a month ago, Brantley was the everyday left fielder. Back 1-2. Mariners won the first game of this series on Tuesday behind Hisashi Iwakuma 5-2, and then lost a tough one last night. Pitching duel between Corey Kluber and Felix Hernandez, 2-0 Cleveland. Felix, though, establishes an Major League record, 14 consecutive starts, 7 innings, 2 earned runs given up or less. And this guy, Kluber, he's emerging as a star. That was his 11th win. He's now 11-6. His ERA down to 2.61.
He's gone back-to-back games now where he's pitched 9 innings and just faced 28 hitters.
He's on a second 4-game win streak of the season.
Able to get through last night on just 85 pitches.
That.
A lot of strikes, making the Mariners swing the bats, throwing a lot of quality strikes.
Both teams just set 28 men to the plate. That's what happens when you throw a lot of strikes, quality strikes. 2-2.
One of the things we've seen from Chris Young is his fastball command wasn't there early in the game. He's getting in some trouble with it, and he's changed up, throwing a lot more breaking balls and changeups now.
What a good guy to talk to, and he's really enjoying his time here with the Mariners, saying that he's happy with the season. It's one of his best seasons in terms of just keeping his team in the ball game every time out. Gives up a walk here. That's his second.
Lost him with a breaking ball that was up.
King Felix is calling all fans to join his royal court next Tuesday, taking the hill against the All-Star Freddie Freeman and the Atlanta Braves at 7:10. You're going to get the gold T-shirt, A-card, plus a seat in the King's Court. All for only $30. Pick up seats to cheer on the King. You visit Mariners.com/Felix. And hopefully it'll be a big crowd. I'd like to see maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 sections next week. K-Carts throw down a second. Brantley in there with a stolen base. His 12th of the season. He's only been caught once.
And it looks like he steals this off of Chris Young. Good anticipation by Brantley. A little bit of a walking lead and able to steal it.
12 out of 13 for Brantley. Hart has to come in. Makes the play. And that will do it for the Tribe here in the 5th. Still tied at 4-4. Sox and Toronto. Had a nice road trip going to Detroit, Philly, and Boston. And by that time, we'll be in the final week of August. Man, oh man. There's Logan Morris. Sacrifice fly and a base hit today. Scott Atchison, the third pitcher, used by Terry Francona.
So he's throwing more cutters now.
Yeah, Mike Zipchinski, veteran left-hander. Last time we saw him, I believe, was Toronto.
He spent a little bit of time in St. Louis, too.
Yeah. That's probably that. He went Toronto, St. Louis, now here. Morrison, Hart, and Chavez. They're in the 6th. Morrison's retired. One away here in the 6th. Jim Curry Hart. Lined out hard to left his last time. Atchison went for the kick save. Didn't get it. Kipnis, nice play.
Ramirez taking over for Cabrera at short, and good communication right here. I'm not too sure they knew who was going to end up taking this, and Kipnis, you'll see him come across with the backhanded play. I thought maybe Ramirez would cut across in front, but good communication and a nice play by Kipnis.
Brings up Andy Chavez, 1 for 2 with a run scored.
Cabrera traded to the Nationals today. Sounds like he's going to play second base for them.
Yeah, Ian Desmond at shortstop. They're not moving him. Washington will be in to Seattle the final weekend of August. Weekend series Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now to get the Mariners into September. It's the next time we see the Oakland Athletics, September 1, 2, and 3. 4 games in Texas. The conclusion of that road trip would be a week. We got that monster road trip to finish up the road portion of the season. Anaheim, Houston, and Toronto. Come back and play a Friday, Saturday, Sunday to end the regular season at home against the Angels. Base hit for Andy Chavez, his second of the night, 2 for 3. Forward to heading to Baltimore. CenturyLink link to what's next here to pitching matchups. YN Chin was very effective last week. Linus Elias goes for the Mariners. Miguel Gonzalez. We expect James Paxton to get the start on Saturday. Not confirmed yet. Chris Tillman against Hisashi Iwakuma on Sunday. Now the pitching change by Terry Francona. We'll take a timeout and get right back to Cleveland after these messages. And if you think you're an Ultimate fan from the state of Alaska, then you have till midnight tonight to enter, because we're moving on to Idaho tomorrow. Send us your photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFanAK or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com, and you can win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey, and more. For official rules, go to rootsports.com.
Zepchinski will take over 51 appearances on the year for him, 3.5 ERA, 34 strikeouts, 15 walks in the 36 innings that he has pitched. Lefty specialist. He will get one of the hotter hitters for the Mariners, left-handed hitter Dustin Ackley. Ackley tonight 1 for 2. He walked in the 4th inning as 1 hit and a home run, 2-run homer. It came in the 3rd. having a good series. 4 for 11 in the series. Batting average continues to go up for Dustin.
Change in the mindset. Significantly more aggressive at the plate this last month. McClendon trying to get out of here with a W. If that works, the Mariners would be 4 games over 500. High water mark this year. There were a few days 9 games over 500. Could not get to 10. Slide here in the month of July. 10-14 overall. 4-8 since the All-Star break, and the first losing month of the ball club since April.
Well, we talked about how difficult the schedule is going to get again, and we can see the Mariners go out and get themselves some help today.
Indy breaks. Shot foul by Ackley.
He had a good jump at first base too. He was going on the first move. Would have been able to steal that. See that a lot from guys that want to steal bases off the left-handers. It's rare that they try to read their move anymore. Typically, they're just going to guess when they're going home and take off right away.
Outside, Jaczynski coming over to Cleveland last year after starting the season with St. Louis Cardinals. His stint in the big leagues began in 2009 with Toronto. He was a starter his first 2 years. Went 2-4 in 2009, 4-4 in 2010. 2-2 to Ackley. It was 2 years ago yesterday. Jaczynski came here from the Cardinals for a youngster named Juan Herrera, minor leaguer. Jaczynski World Series experience with the 2011 Cardinals. Broken bat. Kipnis tags Indy, and that will do it. We go to the bottom of the sixth, still tied at 4-4. offensively, and Bill Kruger joins us right now, our senior baseball analyst. And Bill, what's the most important aspect of his improvement this year, as far as you're concerned?
I think that's a great observation, because the thing with Dustin that I've noticed for him is, and you're absolutely right, they typically try to pitch him away more times than not. And we would see him, and it looked as if he was passive at the plate, but I think it came more down to the position of his body. And when you're starting to think pull and your hips start to slide towards right, that pitch at his outer half or even out in the outside corner looks like it's so far away from you, you just can't pull the trigger on it. And you're beat already in that spot. And I think what he has tried to do is stay back a little bit longer. That gives him the ability to use the entire field. Because I agree with you, Bill. He has always had quick hands, and the ball has really jumped off his bat. I talked to Howard Johnson about him, probably about a week and a half ago. And I asked him, I said, is there any mechanical things? And all he talked about was just his hips. And then from there, like, you know how sports work, in baseball especially, he started to get some hits when he felt that he was consistently locking that in. And now it looks as if he's more aggressive, but I think he's just seeing the ball away from him better. And I thought it was great to see his reaction on that fastball inside, how short and quick he was to it tonight without even having to look in there. So it's clicking for him right now, Bill. And I think for the Mariners, it'll be interesting to see where Lloyd puts him now that we've had these trades. It sounds like Jackson's going to lead off, but we'll see what happens with Dustin after that.
Bill, what did you think of the trade? Your thoughts on the acquisition of Jackson and Denorfia?
Well, and I think also, Bill, with getting those two right-handed hitters, Jackson going to play every day. We'll see where Denorfia fits in. But I think it's just giving Lloyd some options when the opposing manager is trying to make some moves against him mid to late game. You have to have some options on your bench to go to, and I think Lloyd has to be excited about that.
Good stuff, Bill. Thank you so much. How about that 14-pitch at bat to Chisenhall? My goodness. 1 out.
Well, it's a great at bat, but Chris Young ends up winning the bat. A little lazy fly ball out to left. Good news, he was throwing a lot of strikes, but his pitch count getting up on him now. 94 pitches, 61 strikes for Chris. Now we'll bring up Nick Swisher. A couple fly ball outs for him. Go out to left and then center field back in the 4th inning.
All the scoring came in the first third of this ball game. Cleveland won in the first 3 in the 3rd. Mariners won in the second 3 in the 3rd. One pitch.
Another another off-speed pitch from Chris.
One, two. A lot of guys get caught in between. Right?
Well, I think the thing that you have to remember is, and we've talked about it with Chris Young, obviously one of the most prepared pitchers you're going to see. And I think the start of the game, the Indians probably trying to get on his fastball right away. That's something that Chris likes to do. He likes to throw a lot of fastballs. And when that happened and it wasn't going well, probably didn't have his best command of it tonight, he had to switch away from whatever his original game plan was going to be and use more off-speed pitches, and it's been effective so far.
That's a fair ball down into the corner. Swisher to second with a stand-up double. One out here in the sixth. His 20th double of the season. He's 1 for 3 this evening.
Swisher, a veteran hitter, made an adjustment. He was able to hit an off-speed pitch. Looks like the changeup, 79 miles an hour. He hits it down into the corner, able to stay back on it just long enough.
So Lloyd will come and get Chris Young here in the sixth. Tribe with one out, man at second. 4-4 ball game. When we come back, we'll hear more from General Manager Jack Zduriencik. Ball game, Dominic Leone takes over, and earlier today, acquisitions made by the Mariners. Chris Denorfia coming over from San Diego, and then Austin Jackson about 10 minutes, 5 minutes before the deadline at 4 o'clock Eastern. He comes over from Detroit. Here's Jack Zduriencik, the Mariners general manager, talking about the whole process of making some deals.
There were people out there that really thought, the Mariners are prime target. Hey, they're in a pennant race for the first time in 10 years. They're going to give up the farm. There was a little bit written about that. We were not going to do it, and it probably didn't make a lot of people happy, but I don't care. If you guys have got ruffled in the feathers, that's their fault. This is our property. This is our players. This is our organization. That's our focus. And if we can help each other, I'm all in. But we're not sitting here donating players to make somebody else better. Forget about it.
Jack going to the Harry Truman School. Tell it like it is, straight up.
Straight to the point. I thought that he brought up a good point with that, too, and it's something that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks with the Mariners being in this position for the first time in a while. What the other general manager were going to try to do to get as much of this talent that they have here now.
Jack said you're not going to back up a truck here, pal. Not going to happen.
When you consider that he was able to bring in 3 guys to help him out on the offensive side with Morales, Jackson, and DeNorfia, and he didn't have to give up guys off of this club first and foremost, and some of the top-tier talent that they have in the organization, outside of probably Nick, and Nick wasn't going to play here. That worked out well for him.
2-0 to Murphy. Bullpen ERA in the major leagues, 2.36 entering tonight's game. Taylor smothers, throw over to first, and he keeps that runner. Swisher at second base, had him diving back to the bag. That's a fine play by Chris Taylor.
It really is. He shows some range going to his right. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get to it. He is quick on his feet as he makes the dive. He will learn to eat that ball. Probably shouldn't throw it. It was a good throw, an easy one hopper for Morrison to handle, but no chance to get Murphy. Murphy runs well. That's something he will learn with the more that he gets to play. And Swisher thought about it, and once he was able to get a glove on it.
It's fortunate he didn't hit Nick.
Good play.
It was. Well done.
And that's what you're taught with a runner in scoring position. Try to keep it on the infield any way that you can.
Golem's dangerous hitter here. Doubles off the left field wall. His last time up, 1 for 2. Strike one.
Like a good slider from Dominic. The Indians tonight 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
A 1 pitch. With 3 hits during this series. Irish looking for a double play ball. 0-2. Foul off Zunino. Terry Francona. 2 World Series titles, 04-07. The Boston Red Sox. Cleveland back into the mix. Oh, 2. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Dominic Leone. 2 down here in the 6th. Compliment aboard.
Went to the hard slider, 87 miles an hour off the plate away to get him to chase it. Perfect location. It's a good hitter in Gomes.
There's Mike Aviles. Walk, run scored, and a pop out to first. Entered the game in the 3rd inning when Chris Dickerson had to leave with a knee injury. Zunino, good work again. Keeping it in front. Angels and Orioles now play scoreless. Bottom of the 7th in Baltimore. Angels have 8 hits. Orioles have 1. And it's still 0-0. Leone behind here, 2-0.
He challenged him with his best fastball, 96 miles an hour.
Cano's got the easy play. Good work by Dominic Leone. Stranding 2 Indian runners here in the 6th. 7th inning coming up in a 4-4 game. Two on, 2 out jam. Part of the best bullpen in the major leagues. Mark Zepchinski will continue on here for Cleveland Indians. He's got Chris Taylor, Robinson Cano, and Kendrys Morales. Zepchinski, the 4th Cleveland pitcher this evening. Taylor 2 hits tonight, runs scored 2 for 3. Did go, says Angel Hernandez. 0-2.
Well, this is when it gets difficult for the offenses. When you look at it, Brian Shaw getting loose out in the pen for the Indians. The Mariners, everybody knows back home, have the best bullpen in the American League with a 2.36 ERA. The second best bullpen, the Cleveland Indians, 2.91. So it's going to be tough for the offenses the rest of the way.
Ball and 2 strikes to Chris. Two and two. A full count now, 3-2. Robinson Cano on deck, enjoying a 2 for 3 night, plus an RBI. Payoff here to Taylor, and And he's called out on strikes. Chinsky with his first strikeout. 1 out in the 7th. Get downtown from the airport for only $2.75 on Sound Transit's Link Light Rail. See how easy it is at soundtransit.org. Here's Cano. Bounced into a double play in the first. RBI double down the left field line in the third. Infield hit and a stolen base in the 5th. 8 for 10 in base stealing. Big strike on 1.
He can try to bunt for a hit if he wants. Chisenhall is playing deep at third and well off the line. There you can see the third baseman.
Two balls, 1 strike. Piece of it, 2-2. Four runs, 10 hits, no errors by the Mariners. They've left 6. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Cleveland. Drive is stranded 5. 2-2 from Zipchinski. Punch foul.
Did a good job of getting a piece of that breaking ball. Looked like it was going to be on the outside corner, finished probably just off the plate. Cano was able to stay on it just long enough to foul it off.
Two. Full count. Morales on deck for 3 night for him. There we go, 3-2. Head to Baltimore, where last year the Mariners took 2 out of 3, and that ended 2 years where the Mariners were winless. By the Bay, they're 0-3 in 11 and 0-3 in 12. Family ice cream time.
Mom a little slow with the spoon.
Yeah,
Stick the hand right in there.
Pick it up. 3-2 to Cano. Bouncing ball to the shortstop Ramirez. Goes out Cano. 2 away. Mariners and 100.7 The Wolf are combining cleats and cowboy boots for country music night at Safeco Field. That's coming up on Tuesday, August 12th for only $24. You're going to get a ticket, a t-shirt, $10 concession credit, all while enjoying a great soundtrack of country classics for the evening. These specially priced tickets are available only at mariners.com/country. 0-1 to Morales. One. Misses away, 2-1. Well, you called it 2 dominant bullpens, 1 and 2 Mariners and Cleveland. Stingy.
Well, you can see it. They've been pitching him away, trying to get him to hit to the big part of the field, and he does right at the shortstop.
Ramirez throws him out. 1, 2, 3, 7th. And for the 7th inning stretch here in Cleveland in this 4-4 contest. In the lottery and the Department of Imagination. What would you do if you won? Burger time here at the ballpark. How you want yours cooked? Because I could use a couple right now.
Yeah.
Certainly I'm not a 10 o'clock burger guy, but I could make an exception tonight. Guys are good at their craft.
Charlie Furbush will take over for the Mariners. Charlie, 3.82 ERA, 33 strikeouts in the 30 2/3 that he has worked. Only 5 walks on the year for Charlie. Opponent's hitting .263. That's good fastball, only 91, 92 miles an hour with his fastball and a slider. For Charlie, he will get the top of the order for the Indians. Kipnis, Ramirez, and Brantley due up. Kipnis having a good night. He is 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. Scored twice and driven in 2.
See what gives here. Furbush pitched on Tuesday, 2/3 of an inning. 1 hit, had 2 strikeouts. Prior to that, you have to go back to last Friday's previous outing to that. That's when he gave up a home run to Chris Davis. 2-1 loss to the Orioles. First pitch strike to Kipnis. Charlie out of the great state of Maine. He's been an effective reliever for the Mariners. 1-1. Line drive. Taylor's right there. Makes the play. 1 out. So a low liner caught by Taylor. 1 away in the 7th. Brings up Jose Ramirez, and it beckons a question somebody wrote in terms of switch hitters switching sides in the middle of the game. How difficult can it be for a switch hitter?
It can be. I think for all the switch hitters that I've known and talked to about it, there's only a few and it doesn't seem to bother. Most of the time, a switch hitter typically over the course of the summer will swing better from one side or the other, and the opposing manager with the numbers he's going to have is going to get you to turn around mid-game. That can be difficult because you're not that comfortable. But I think the biggest thing, and a lot of the switch hitters will do this, is, for example, if a right-handed pitcher is going to start, they will take most of their batting practice, if not all of it, hitting left-handed. And so their first swings right-handed will be during that switch during the game. So it can be difficult at times. There's only a few that I don't think it really bothered too much. A couple of them were Cleveland Indians that I can think of off the top of my head. Eddie Murray, of course, and Alomar.
Right.
Danny Farquhar getting loose in the pen. But for most of them, they're usually swinging better from one side to the other, and the opposing manager typically knows that.
Makes your respect deepen for the Mickey Mantles, Eddie Murrays, Chili Davis, the great switch hitters over the years. With pop.
Yeah, you bet. I think it's harder for guys that hit for power, too, to switch around mid-game.
Ramirez, switch hitter. Started the day at a $1.82. 0 for 2. Two and two. Harris did a good job getting down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. Next man up, Michael Brantley, single to center, and that's how the scoring started. Mariners answered in the second. Sacrifice fly by Morrison. Third inning, 2-run homer by Ackley, and a Cano RBI double. A quick response by Cleveland in the home third, a home run, a 2-run shot by Kipnis. Sac fly by Santana. Pass Charlie. Cano, no play. Base hit.
Well, Cano thought about it, but Ramirez with really good speed didn't have much of a chance to get him at all. The only chance to get him, I think, is if Charlie would have been able to glove it, but it's past him, and Cano with the backhanded play. Ball wasn't hit that firm, and no chance. Better to eat it than throw it away.
Brings up Michael Brantley, who's had a good night. 2 for 2, an RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base. He's also walked. Gets by, throw down to second. In there safely, Ramirez.
Be a wild pitch. Good read by Ramirez. The ball was right behind Mike Zunino, and I thought that he was able to get to it fairly quick. But Ramirez, as soon as he sees it in the dirt, he takes off. Gets himself into scoring position with just 1 out.
One out runner at second for Brantley. Fifth leading hitter in the American League starting tonight. He's 2 for 2, has him up to 317.
I think Mike was crossed up on that pitch. Ramirez getting down on the wild pitch. Typically, the catcher will go through a series of signs because of the runner at second. Doesn't want him to steal the pitch and relay it to the hitter. That fastball, Mike caught it awkwardly. Talk about catchers getting crossed up. Typically, that's going to happen. It's when the reliever comes in. Go through the series of signs and you're not on the same page.
Can be scary. 2-0. To a good hitter. Santana, another good hitter on deck.
Another switch hitter for the Indians, Santana.
ball game for the Mariners. 3-0. Walked him on 4 pitches. Second time Brantley's walked.
And looks like that will be it for Charlie.
Wood coming out to get his left-hander. Pitching change here in Cleveland. Tribe with runners at first and second. Here comes Danny Farquhar. And we're going to come right back after these words. He goes over to St. Louis. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Busy day for the Red Sox.
Pulled the ripcord.
Yeah.
Here's Danny Farquhar. He's got Carlos Santana. 1 out, 2 on. Swing and a miss.
Good cut fastball from Danny under the hands. The Indians 2 for 6 tonight with runners in scoring position for Danny. His fastball will be 94 to 96 miles an hour. Cutter 88 to 90. 12-6 curveball and an occasional changeup to the lefties.
One. Danny, the 4th pitcher tonight for the Mariners. Ramirez at second, Brantley at first. A regular here for more than 30 years. Strike 2 to Santana. Nobody home. Coming around Ramirez. Throw by Ackley. Not in time. Santana beats the shift. Tribe leads. For Carlos' 51st RBI.
Second RBI of the game. The Mariners have had to shift on the entire time this series, and he gets a fastball away from him in a 1-2 count. Talked about Ramirez and his speed.
Scored standing up with no problem. So with the two ribbies gives him 52. Now you bring up Lenny Chisenhall. Second base goes Brantley. Strike one. Chisenhall a strikeout, a pop up, and a fly out. Right off of Danny. Jeez, he hung in there, flips, gets the out, runners move up. That had to hurt.
Yeah, it looked like it hit him in the chest. Hopefully not his throwing arm.
Wow.
He didn't have any chance at all to protect himself on that line drive.
Man, man.
We'll take a look at it. Right back at him. Piece of his arm and then into his chest. And Lloyd McClendon, Rob Nodine, the trainer, will come out and take a look at Danny.
It's really ripped.
Yeah, they're looking at his arm right now.
Lloyd's not going to mess around. He's going to take him out.
Going to get Beimel.
Yikes.
They'll get ice on that immediately, and that's one of the biggest reasons Danny wanted to stay out there. You could tell he wanted to stay on the field. We'll take another look at it. Gets right off his bicep and then into his chest. And I think more than anything, they want to start getting some treatment on that immediately.
Joe Beimel will have as much time as he needs to get ready. Indians lead at 5-4. Root Sports is being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Here in Cleveland, rubber match of this series of 5-4 Cleveland lead here in the bottom of the seventh. Send it back to our studios and Angie and Bill. All right, Angie, thank you. Here's Nick Swisher hitting a .160 right-handed. 2 outs. A run in, runners at second and third. Joe Beimel taking over. Brantley's at third. And at second, Carlos Santana.
And again, the Indians' second best bullpen in the American League, second to the Mariners. Really like to get out of this inning right now, down just a run. And for Joe Beimel, he's able to throw as many pitches as he needed to get loose after Farquhar was hit. On the season, his 39th appearance, a 1.35 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 11 walks. Opponents hitting .227 off of Joe.
Joe pitched the 1-2-3 eighth inning last evening. 1-0 pitch. 2-0.
Brian Shaw, he was up earlier, getting loose again.
Swisher fly to center, fly to left, and a double to right field. 2-0. Strike thrown by Joe. Great stop, Mike Zunino, 3-1. David Murphy's on deck.
Well, yeah, first base open. You don't have to give in to him. That doesn't mean he can't throw him a fastball, but he just needs to locate it. He's able to get a strike on a fastball away. The 2-0 count.
3-1. Bases are loaded.
Andy Van Slyke positioning the outfielders.
Murphy, a .247 hitter against lefty pitching. Bats with the bases loaded, a run in, 2 outs. Check swing. Strike one.
First pitch almost hit him. Murphy 2 for 3 tonight. It's tough in these situations because he typically puts the ball in play.
.367 hitter with runners in scoring position. Might catch a break. Here's Cano. Underhand flip. And that'll do it. So they limit the damage to 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. Leave 3. 5-4 Cleveland. 8th inning here in Cleveland. It's a peach of a series. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, the Mariners and the Atlanta Braves compete in a rare interleague matchup at Safeco Field. Whether you come to Tuesday's 7:10 game or Wednesday afternoon's 12:40 matinee under the summer sun, you can get your tickets. Get them right now, Mariners.com. Nip and tuck affair here. One-run lead. The Cleveland Indians, and they bring in Brian Shaw from the bullpen.
Hard-throwing right-hander will also mix in a slider. Take a look at his numbers on the year. 4-2 record, a 2.61 ERA, 40 strikeouts in 48 1/3. He's walked 14 batters. Also given up 3 home runs this year.
Brian, born in Livermore, California, lives in Avondale, Arizona. Turns 27 in November. Way inside to Kyle Seager. Seager, Zunino, and Morrison.
A little bit of a crossfire from Shaw. He pitches from the third base side of the mound.
Shaw, part of a 3-way trade, 2012. Coming over from Arizona. Shaw went 7-3 with the Tribe last year in 70 games, a 3.24 ERA. Picked up 1 save. Seager tonight, 1 for 3. Orioles and the Angels, no score, bottom 9. Tyler Skaggs and the Angels had to leave that game with an arm injury.
Well, the Mariners play the Orioles tomorrow night. So hopefully they, I don't know, 18, 19 innings would be good for them.
Outside the Seeker.
Use the entire bullpen.
And believe me, they're thinking the same thing here. 3-1 to Seager. Rare you see a 0-0 game that deep,
especially in that ballpark.
In Baltimore. Orioles have his 2 hits on the night.
Good start for the Mariners.
Revisit wild card. We see a lot of this coming down the stretch. Angels in good shape at the moment, but crazier things have happened or can happen in baseball. Mariners held that second position for 28 days, and they're in the thick of the pack right now. Mariners still have to play Toronto 7 times and finish with the Yankees, finish with Kansas City and Tampa Bay. Play the White Sox again. One.
Jan Gomes having a conversation with Shaw, probably just about keeping the ball away from Mike Zunino. Late in the game, that's typical, especially guys that pitch in the back end of the bullpen. You don't want one swing to beat you.
Want to know to Mike Zunino. 0 for 3 night for him. Man aboard, nobody out. 2-0.
8 pitches for Shaw, only 2 strikes.
Zunino rides one deep left field. Look it up. Goodbye. 2-run homer. Mike Zunino and the Mariners jump into the lead. It's 6-5 Seattle. Mike Zunino with his 17th home run. A rocket shot.
I just finished talking about it. Typically late in the game, you want to stay away from hitters, and Shaw struggling with his command. This will be a fastball, and it'll be on the inside corner. And Mike gives it a ride. His 17th home run of the year. He now leads the club in home runs.
What a big moment. Fan had it and couldn't reel it all the way in. I was so close. Oh, the shame.
Good hitting by Zunino. Lays off of a couple of pitches, including a slider away from him, and then a mistake by Shaw, and he makes him pay for it.
That he did. Outstanding work by Mike Zunino. Team leader in home runs now. That is outstanding. He got the ball back. Too funny. This one well hit. Line drive right at Murphy. Didn't have to move off the bat. Logan Morrison went out. So Zunino tying Evan Gattis of the Atlanta Braves with 17 home runs. That's second among catchers behind Mesoraco of the Cincinnati Reds.
Well, the other part of it, too, is with the 17 home runs now, keep in mind the Mariners have never had a catcher hit 20 home runs.
Olivo's got the record, what, 19?
19. I think Kenji Jojima hit 18 one year. Crockett getting loose, left-hander. So he has a lot of baseball this year to try to get that Mariner record.
As Lloyd McClendon said, he's strong. He's going to strike out. Those numbers are going to come down, but he's going to be a mid-20, can be a mid-20 home run guy. One. Corey way out front there, 1-2. Mariners take the lead here in the 8th. And Curry strikes out. 2 outs. Got ahead in the count. Mike Zunino left the yard as he talks to James Paxton. High probability Pax will be the starter in Saturday's game in Baltimore.
And Terry Francona going to make a pitching change.
We'll step aside. Mariners lead it 6-5 here in Cleveland thanks to the 2-run homer by that man, Mike Zunino. 2-run homer. So take a look at our Columbia Bank difference of the ball game. And here's the 2-0 pitch to Zunino. Now watch what happens. That guy had it. Left fielder's Mike Aviles. He threw it up. How did that guy get the ball back? Zunino scores. 17th home run.
Tell you what, looking at that replay, Gomes was set up inside. Surprised by that.
And you had just talked about the fact that, hey man, you don't want to let a guy lose one.
Right.
You take advantage of it. This guy has a ball, so everybody's happy. 2 outs, 2 runs in. Here's Endy Chavez against new pitcher Kyle Crockett.
For Crockett, 2-0 record, a 1.56 ERA, 12 strikeouts, 6 walks. Only 17 in the third this year. He's given up 1 home run.
Still Renee him. We see him in some of those commercials, insurance commercials. Strike to Endy, 1-2. Count evens at 2-2. Cody Allen warming up. Two-run homer by Ackley in the third, a 2-run homer by Zunino here in the 8th. Endy trying to keep it going here. 2-2. Struck him out, but the highlight of the inning. Mariners take a 6-5 lead on a 2-run homer by Mike Zunino. He got ahead in the count 2-0 and made it work. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Cleveland trying to get this rubber game. 3-game series. And make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. And be sure to tune in every Sunday during the pregame show as we unveil the fan favorites of the week. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. 16,336 on hand here at Progressive Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, and Brendan Maurer takes over.
Brandon has worked his way into pitching here late into games for Lloyd. He's been dominant out of the bullpen. Those numbers, most of them from when he was a starter, really doesn't tell the story of how good he's been out of the pen.
12th pitcher using a ball game. Both teams have used 5 relievers.
His ERA out of the bullpen, 0.56.
Hello.
Yeah, 16 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, just 1 run he's given up.
Don Gomes. I think you've used this word in the past, and it's still applicable. Electric.
Electric, yeah. We've heard from Jack Zarenzik during the ball game today, and I'm sure he was getting a lot of calls on Brandon.
Oh, there's no question about that. Can't tell you him. I know you probably talked to the same guys or other groups of guys during the course of the season. The scouts like, hey, I like that kid.
Yeah, you've seen him top out at 100. It's been a different pitcher out of the pen.
Remember when he was struggling? Here's a drive to right. Chavez with room. When he was struggling, I remember talking to one scout. He said, you think he could be a change of scenery guy? Because I certainly told my people about him. This is before he really started to get going.
Good play by Indy out in right field. James Jones came in to center field, and Indy moved over to right. Corey Hart out of the game, and quickly Indy tested out in right field. But yeah, same thing. Scouts were asking me about him, and it's pretty evident what he's capable of doing. He seems to be happy out in the pen.
I mean, it's a heck of a story to see a guy change like that during the course of the season. Goes down to AAA, gets his work in, they retool, and boy, he is a viable part of this outstanding bullpen. It's Mike Aviles, 2-0. No willy-nilly, dilly-dally or anything. Here it is. I got good stuff. Boom. Here's a strike here, 3-1. Two.
It's not just the velocity on his fastball. You can see by that swing from Aviles. He's a good fastball hitter. Ball running in on him. Good movement on his fastball.
You nailed that. Remember in Miami? He said just the ball was moving so much. He just said throw it right down the middle because he was trying to paint corners.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, I wanted Mike just to set up down the middle and let him try to hit the target, and it will run to one side of the plate or the other. That's the kind of movement he had.
3-2 to Aviles. It's easy hop to Taylor. 2 down.
And that's basically what Mike did on that last pitch, set up down the middle.
Yeah, it was right after that. I guess he got sent out, and then he came back, and it was like, whoa, body snatch? What happened? Good stuff.
Yeah, impressive arm.
Top of the order, and Jason Kipnis. Two. Quick work. Brandon Maurer. Transformative season. And a fabulous addition to that bullpen. We go to the ninth. Mariners by a run. That sounds good. All right, Angie, thank you. Ackley leading off. Ackley, Taylor, Cano, top of the order against Kyle Crockett.
An insurance run sounds good right now. Ackley's been a hot hitter. 2-run homer for him in the 3rd inning. 1 for 3 tonight.
Three called. He's gone. Crockett struck out the 2 men that he's facing.
Just a fastball. So he throws it down the middle of the plate. They want to go inside on him, but it's in the middle.
Terry Francona going to make another change. It'll be his 6th reliever. Mariners with a lead of 6-5. Trying to get out of Cleveland, taking 2 out of 3. Coming up next, our Century Link to what's next. Baltimore. Wayne Chen goes against Royannis Elias in the opener. Miguel Gonzalez. It's expected that James Paxton will be the starter on Saturday. And then Chris Tillman, the former Mariner, goes against Hisashi Iwakuma on Sunday. And from there, the Mariners will make their way back home. Here's Cody Allen.
3-2 record, 13 saves on the ERA, right at 2. 59 strikeouts in 45 innings. It's a big number for him. Opponents hitting just 197 off of Allen. First hitter will be Chris Taylor. Cano due up after that. Both managers emptying their bullpens tonight. Good night for Chris. 2 for 4.
Last 3 Mariner hitters have been struck out. See if Chris can end that trend. Strike 1. Good go. Fernando Rodney. Preparing for the bottom of the 9th inning. Mike Zunino, 2-run homer, 8th inning. Has the Mariners in front. Mike is 17th home run. This is RBI total to 40. Up and in. Ball and 2 strikes. 2-2. Breaking ball and a beauty, got him looking. It's 4 consecutive strikeouts. Mariner hitters. 2 away here in the top of the 9th. We want you to join the conversation. For up-to-date game information and live interaction, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out. Stay connected with Root Sports. There's Robinson Cano. 2 for 4 night with an RBI. We're going to run with a double in the 3rd.
Cody Allen has a hard slider tonight. There were a couple of good ones to Chris Taylor and started off Cano with one. It's also topped out at 96 miles an hour.
Mariners bullpen number 1, Tribe number 2, the American League. Rodney comes in the home 9th. He'll have 2, 3, and 4. Ramirez, Brantley, and Santana. On 1. Ball and 2 strikes to Cano. 2 outs, nobody on. Top 9. Mariners lead 6-5. Three lead changes in this ball game. Zunino, with that 3rd lead change, has the Mariners up 1-2 to Robbie. 5 for ball 2. Two and 2. Chisenhall.
What an effort.
That's a great effort. Did not get it. Good news, he's okay.
Well, the tarp will help out Cano right here. It looks like it stays in. It also takes out Chisenhall's knees as he tries to make the catch.
Eighth inning in Houston, 5-4 Astros over the Blue Jays. Orioles and Angels to the top of the 11th in a scoreless ball game. 2-2 to Cano. Coming on is Brantley for the catch, and here we go. Turn your caps to 10 o'clock and get the bow and arrow ready. Fernando Rodney time. Taking over. He's got 2, 3, 4 in the order. Bottom 9 here in Cleveland. Mariners a 1-run lead.
Rodney looking for his league leading 30th save on the year, a 2.11 ERA, 48 strikeouts in 42 2/3. Opponent's hitting .219 off of Rodney. Good fastball. He'll be 94 to 97 miles an hour in the great changeup, right around 80. There you can see the saves leaders. Greg Holland right behind him.
Terry Francona's ball club, a game under 500. Mariners 3 over 500. Ramirez, Brantley, and Santana here in the ninth.
You always want to keep the leadoff hitter off the bases, but it's especially true with Ramirez. Has really good speed. Only 52 at bats on the season for Ramirez, hitting .191.
Finished his pre-inning meditation on the mound, and here we go. All one. Six-5 ball game. Strike of the evening for Fernando, 1-1. Mariners have Ackley, Jones, and Chavez in the outfield with Seager, Taylor, Cano, and Morrison in the infield. Zunino behind the plate. Here's the 1-1. Misses for ball 2. Broken bat, ground ball to Cano. Away. Leading hitter in the league. Here's Brantley, 2-hit night. Walked his last 2 times up. Single in the first, brought in a run. Tripled in the third. Rodney ready, first pitch. Fouled off, strike 1.
Brantley's had some success, 4 for 7 off of Rodney in his career.
0-2.
His best fastball so far, that one at 95 miles an hour.
Jackson Rensick's fine acquisitions for this season. Fernando Rodney, 0-2. Fought it off.
97 miles an hour.
Mariners trying to get their 30th road win of the season. They're 29-21. McClendon will welcome 2 veteran outfielders tomorrow. Edwin Jackson, obtained from Detroit. Chris DeNorfia, obtained from San Diego tomorrow when we get to Baltimore. 0-2. Plate for ball 1. Swing and a miss.
There's the great changeup, 84 miles an hour after a 97 mile an hour fastball. Great changeup.
Huge out. 2 down. And a fan in the house, Austin Jackson. Of course, I said Edwin Jackson, who's the right-hander. Austin Jackson will report tomorrow. Carlos Santana's driven in 2 runs.
The Mariners will put the shift on again. Chris Taylor over on the right side of the infield. Cano out on the grass.
Strike 1.
Starts him off with a changeup.
Rodney trying to close it down. 0-1 to Santana. Ahead of him 0-2.
Now Kyle Seager will move over to the right side of the infield. Chris Taylor back at the shortstop position.
Outfield deep. Rodney in the driver's seat here. 0-2, 2 out, nobody on. Mariners lead 6-5. Pitch from Fernando. Hit hard. Past the diving Seager into the gap. Cut off by Jones. He gets it back in there. So that's some good 2-strike hitting by Carlos Santana. Tying runs aboard. A 2-hit night here for Santana.
They just didn't get off of the fastball. A couple of change-ups to get him into an 0-2 count. Then Rodney challenges him with the fastball, and he hits it hard back up the middle out of the reach of Kyle Seager. Good job by Jones to cut it off. Hold him to a single.
Tying run at first. Good hitter in Lonnie Chisenhall. Swing and a miss. Mariners have held him in check. I'd like to continue to do so right here. Rodney ready, the 0-1. Fouled off 0-2. Second time now, strike away from putting this one in the books. Rodney ready. 0-2 to Chisenhall. Struck him out! Mariners win the ball game. Shoot that arrow in the sky and let it land in Baltimore. Mariners come to Cleveland, take 2 out of 3. First time since 2011 they've won a series here in Cleveland. Nicely done.
Took 6 relievers from the Mariners side to end up getting the win tonight. And how about Mike Zunino? Now leads the club with 17 home runs on the year. Fernando Rodney still leads the American League, his 30th save on the season.
Joe Beimel gets the win. Rodney the save. Shaw the loss. Mariners take 2 out of 3 here. They come into Cleveland, a place they had lost 6 consecutive ball games, and they're going to head to Baltimore with some momentum. And 2 new guys joining the club tomorrow. This will be a happy flight. 6-5 final. Mariners postgame show begins right now with Angie and Bill.